More than 600,000 people go missing every year, according to the National Missing and Unidentified Persons System. And February 3rd recognizes National Missing Persons Day.
So tonight we look at a case 3 decades ago. A Gilbert woman by the name of Lisa Jameson vanished, and now her son is searching for answers and wants her case solved. What happened to the young mother who voiced concerns before she was never seen again? Fox 10's Justin Lum investigates. Missing in Arizona.
It was early in the morning, November 4th, 1991. 23-year-old Lisa Jameson had just wrapped up an overnight shift at the electronics business she worked at. That Monday, Lisa wore a pink shirt, blue jeans, and white shoes. She had on a silver rope necklace and silver herringbone necklace. She dropped off a co-worker near McQueen Road and Chandler Boulevard around 7:15 a.m. That's the last time Lisa would ever be seen or heard from again, leaving behind a 2-year-old son, now a man searching for answers.
For me, with her, it's more of a feeling that I remember.
The memories come in waves for Kyle Collins, the sound of his mom's laughter, the energy she brought into a room. Kyle is now 32, a successful recording artist, songwriter, and producer, but he says his childhood was not easy, not knowing what happened to his mom.
When I was growing up, I was actually ashamed of what had happened because I felt so different.
In 1991, Kyle lived in Gilbert with Lisa and his stepdad. The day his mom didn't return home, she was reported missing to police. But Kyle says she had one last dinner with her parents before going to that overnight shift and revealed important news.
She had just told my grandmother that she was pregnant and that she was actually scared to tell my stepfather at the time.
Police say Lisa left all her personal things at home and no money was taken out of her bank account. Family members could not believe she would leave town on her own accord.
That was the main argument from the Gilbert police, was that she could have just left, she could have just ran away, and my family begged and pleaded that she would never do that, she wouldn't leave me behind, it's not in her character at all. And we just know that that's not what happened.
Then, a discovery made in Phoenix. On December 3rd, 1991, about a month after Jameson's disappearance, her car was found, a red 1989 Pontiac Le Mans, in the parking lot of this adult bookstore at 40th Place and East Washington Street. Gilbert police say no evidence was found in her car. Initially, detectives did question Lisa's then husband as a person of interest. Nothing came out of it, and Kyle says his stepdad moved to Bolivia. Kyle's grandparents adopted him, and their family has been left with a mystery ever since.
I am 100% positive that it's foul play. I don't have a question in my mind, and I believe to know who it is as well.
Gilbert PD has not publicly said foul play is involved in Lisa's disappearance. Kyle says she didn't have enemies.
No beef with anyone, sweetest woman, like child of the family.
Looking back, he wishes investigators did more within the first 48 hours and believes the case did not get enough media attention.
There definitely was a lack of coverage. There was a lack of just overall publicizing what had happened.
How do you think missing people of color are treated, specifically black people, by law enforcement and mainstream media?
I believe that now things have gotten increasingly better and will continue to get increasingly better, but it still needs to be better. You know, the fact that it needs to be better says enough. And I think that in 1991, it was thousands of times worse.
For 14 years, the Black and Missing Foundation has worked hard to advocate for families of color, trying to find their missing loved ones to bring awareness to cases like Lisa's, rarely seen on national TV.
No one, not one person, can name one male, female, or child in the Black and brown community that has garnered mainstream media. Not one, because it doesn't exist. And so what we're trying to do is even the playing field, because missing persons is not a Black issue, it's not a white issue, it's an American issue, it's a human issue. And we all have a responsibility, law enforcement, the media, and the community.
Co-founder Derica Wilson is a former police officer with 2 decades of law enforcement experience. She says cops need more training provided for missing persons cases.
And I can honestly speak to my tenure in the police academy. We dedicated about 1 or 2 hours to missing person cases, because missing persons is not considered a crime. And so there's not a lot of resources that are devoted to missing person units across this country within these respective police jurisdictions.
During his mid-20s, Kyle says learning more about his mom's case in bits and pieces didn't help his psyche. He battled depression, trying to find his identity and closure. Now Kyle is a father to a little girl who reminds him so much of Lisa. He admits his life experience is shown in his music and art.
There's a huge connection to my art and the situation that happened. I don't think I would have continued or been able to continue at the pace and at the level that I've gone if it hadn't been for what I had to get out of me in order to remain healthy.
Ready to put the case behind him, all Lisa's son wants is justice.
I talk to my mom every day. I'm not worried about the details and the nitty-gritty. I'm worried about getting someone who is running around like it didn't happen behind bars.
In Phoenix, Justin Lum, Fox 10 News.
If you have any information for investigators, please contact the Gilbert Police Department. For more Missing in Arizona reports, scan the QR code on your screen or visit our website, fox10phoenix.com/missing.